Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Watch Addiction Watch Reviews. As you can see, today we're taking a look at a really crazy watch from a new brand called Astronic. Now, this brand is based out of Asia, and they're producing some really nice Tourbillon watches. They're actually live on Kickstarter right now, and we'll get more into that. Just wanted to give you a first look. We'll take a look at the packaging, because the packaging is actually pretty cool. Now, taking a look at the box from Astronic, you can see it comes in a very luxurious wood box, and it should at this price point. We'll get into the price in a little bit, but you do get a pull-out warranty card, which is an extra add-on, keep that in mind. And it comes with a polishing cloth as well, and just a very decent packaging. I think it's pretty cool. Now, there are two different models Astronic released on their Kickstarter campaign. This is the Nighthawk, which is based on the F-117 stealth fighter. There also is another version, which I don't have in hand, which is a bit cheaper. Still has some nice internals, but it's much cheaper. It does not have a tourbillon. You can check out all of that. I will drop a link to their campaign, which is live on Kickstarter right now, and you can reserve one of these for a hefty discount. About 35% off retail. This one about $1,300 configured in this configuration. There are about 6 different variations, strap or bracelet, which is pretty nice to choose from. 6 different dial colors. So I think it's pretty cool. But yeah. Let's get into the actual specifications of the watch and see what it's all about. Now, starting off with some basic dimensions, we have a 44.5 millimeter case here. We have a 13.7 millimeter case thickness. The case itself is solid 316L stainless steel, but it does have some extras. It is actually you cannot put your finger on here and get a fingerprint. It's fingerprint coated, which is pretty cool. They did that so it could be clean like these stealth fighters. I thought that was pretty cool. It also is IP plated, grade AA 1.0 micron, the plating on it. So it's not standard stainless steel, it's plated, it's not going to scratch. It has a very nice hardness to it. You're not really going to be able to scratch this one easily, I should say. It comes with a nice thick sapphire crystal, which is actually pretty thick there, with anti-reflective coating on the underside. It seems very good legibility on this one if you take a look at it even in the light. Very, very, very nice legibility. Yeah, but it's a very interesting design, a design we have not seen before. And this watch actually gets 100 meters of water resistance, which is quite interesting for a coaxial in-house flying tourbillon. You can see the tourbillon going off over here. If you don't know what a tourbillon is, we'll get a little more into that in the middle portion of the video. But first I want to give you a look at the actual watch. Yeah, let's take a look at the watch, the dial, the hands and such. So let me get a little closer in here. As you can see, this is the yellow variation, and everything is 3D printed, as you can see here. Those nice holes over here, kind of like the stealth fighter. We have your power reserve indicator with a yellow hand, which is pretty cool. As you wind this rubberized yellow crown, which is actually very nice to wind, you'll see this go up. We also do get some silver portions with smaller holes on the chapter ring. We have Astronic in the hour loomed markers. We have loom on the actual hands. They're using Swiss Tritech loom, which is very nice, glows green. But yeah, it's a pull and push crown, 100 meters of water resistance. And you have this black bezel with bolts going around it, which is pretty cool. As you can see there, very interesting design. Polished section over here. The strap goes in over here. It is 22 millimeters with quick release on the bracelet, but like I said, you can get it on the actual leather band for a bit cheaper. Actually, it might be the same price, I'm not sure. But anyway, you can check all that in the campaign. But yeah, the bracelet itself is very, very nice. It's using pins. Has a nice gleam to it, kind of like that AP style, which is pretty cool there. It's a 2-finger release. Opens up to a nice butterfly clasp, signed Astronic, with some perlage work over here, which is a nice touch as well. But it clamps down fairly secure, and I don't see any issues with that. It seems very comfortable. Definitely can accommodate up to at least like a 9-inch wrist, I would assume. The bracelet does have quick release pins as well. Now the finishing on the case is all brushed and then plated with that hardness and fingerprint coating. Very smooth, no sharp edges I can find here. Interesting design with these lug guards coming out here. Then the other side is kind of like a nice flat, which I think is really cool. You can even see the sapphire crystal poking up above the black bezel there, which is PVD'd. Very cool case design. If you just look at that, I think it's really, really neat. It doesn't wear that big as the dimensions suggest because you kind of have that lugless design. The bracelet doesn't really add anything to the lug-to-lug distance. Now the actual movement inside of this watch is a tourbillon movement. It's not a Swiss tourbillon movement. Those cost like $20,000 and up, but it's an Asian tourbillon movement, which some of them are very, very good. This one seems to be running quite good. As you can see, we have the tourbillon down at 6. You can see it there, spinning around, which looks super, super luxurious. You can see that. Really, really, really cool. So this tourbillon has a 42-hour power reserve. It's a flying tourbillon, and it's supposedly made by them themselves. So yeah, I think that's very interesting. If you don't know what a tourbillon is, basically a tourbillon, this mechanism over here spins around in the cage to defy the effects of gravity, hence you get better timekeeping. You know, this was introduced by Louis Breguet. You might know of Breguet watches. He was one of the first, or the first, to produce a tourbillon movement. But yeah, I think it's a very nice looking, well-made movement. It looks very nice. Everything looks on point there, and I think it's pretty cool. You know, kind of in a sporty design case, which is cool, with 100 meters of water resistance. Now your power reserve indicator over here at the 12, which is placed very nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and wind the crown. You can see that thing is moving, and once it reaches the end, that means we have our 42 hours of power reserve. This does have a 42-hour power reserve, which is not too bad. It does beat at 3 Hz, 21,600 vibrations per hour. There is no hacking, and that's it. And you can pull the crown out one position, and we can set the time here. Very nice grip on this crown, I must say. You set the time there, push that back down, and you're all good to go. Now, I really liked what they did on the back side of the movement, as you can see here. They did some custom perlage work, and you can really see the movement. Case back is very, very neat. Held down by 8 screws. With some nice sapphire glass on the back, which looks very luxurious, as you can see, with that striping up and down. You see 4 of the gears there, or the wheels, and that's where the actual tourbillon is, behind that piece of metal, which is really, really nice looking. I think they did a very good job on the actual design of the watch, and you can see we do get quick release on this bracelet. If you want to put it on a different strap, you always can do that. Just pop it right off. But yeah, I think it's a decent looking tourbillon for the price. Like I said, this one, early bird, is around $1,300, but there are cheaper options for about $400 in their other line. This is the Nighthawk line, and their other line has about watches for $300 to $500. You know, you can add on stuff as well. So I think it's a pretty decent package for what you're getting, actually. The quality is very good. The bracelet is very nice and comfortable. It doesn't pull hair or anything like that. Overall, it's a very unique, fresh, new design that we haven't seen before. And I really like the yellow and black contrast. I think it looks perfect. As you can see, we have lume on these hands. And I'll show you the lume right now. You know, you're not going to get lume like a dive watch, but, you know, the hands are pretty bright, as well as these little pips over here for the hour markers. Taking a look at the lume, as you can see, the hands do light up, and the markers as well. Definitely brighter on the hands. There's not much room to apply it on those little pips over there, though. Now, on my 6.5-inch wrist, this 44.5 millimeter diameter, which I wasn't sure it would fit, actually fits pretty good. So you can see there, it fits just about across. The bracelet doesn't add much, as you can see there. It's very flat this side of the case, so it wears very nicely. It doesn't pull hair or anything like that, and you get that nice glitter of that nice bracelet, which is pretty cool. I think it's a nice look on the wrist. I mean, it's definitely something truly different. You know, it obviously looks a lot more expensive than it costs, which is always a good thing. And the quality is very, very good. I mean, the metal work and the case cutting is pretty top-notch, and I was pretty surprised by that. So furthermore, guys, what do I think of the Astronic Nighthawk Tourbillon? I think it's a pretty interesting watch. I really like the actual design of the case and the bracelet. I think it's very refreshing, something very new. I mean, just look at that case. It's very, very nice. The way they cut the case. I love the crown, how it's kind of rubberized. It gives great grip. The sapphire crystal is super thick. You don't have to worry about damaging that tourbillon. I love this side. It's kind of like a slab side, and it comes down here, and it's kind of cut off on the top. Very nice. The bracelet itself is actually very nice as well. Very articulating, so you're not going to have any issues with wearing this one. I love the plating, the fingerprint plating, so you're not going to be able to put, look, no fingerprints. Can't put any fingerprints on this watch, which is pretty cool. I've never actually seen that before. At least I've never owned a watch, you know, or wore a watch with fingerprint coating. I think that's pretty cool. Then you have that other coating for the hardness. You're not going to scratch it, which is pretty cool as well. But I really like the black and yellow variation. I think that's the nicest one in my opinion. It's really going to stand out. Definitely looks like a sporty watch, but it has that tourbillon inside that they custom designed. Very nice crown, 100 meters of water resistance. So that means you're going to be able to actually take this one in the pool. I'm not sure if you'd want to take a tourbillon in the pool, but that's up to you. Other than that, on my end, quality control seems very, very good. Obviously, this is going to be, I assume, this is a one-to-one product. This is an actual product that it will look like. There's going to be no changes from this model. So it's basically, this is what you're going to get. And I think it looks very, very cool. There are no sharp edges or anything like that. I tried to find something wrong with it, but I didn't. Obviously, if you don't like tourbillons, if you don't like, unique designs like this, maybe you won't like it. But I think if you're looking for a tourbillon and you're not trying to spend upwards of $30,000 to $100,000, this is the way to go. And you're actually getting a 3D coaxial flying tourbillon. Everything is 3D printed on the dial, which is really cool there, as well as the hands. So yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below of the new Astronic tourbillon, which is live on Kickstarter. We'll drop a link to their campaign down in the comment section below. Let me know what you think. Definitely subscribe to the channel. Definitely throw me a like if you enjoyed this video. And I will see you guys real soon. Bye.